What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you with another awesome episode of Reality Warpers. Alright, today is day 3 of the chakra system, and today we're going to be talking about the solar plexus. Alright, the solar plexus runs the willpower of the mind. It is located in the pit of the stomach, and it is a part of the systematic nervous system. It plays an important role in the functioning of your stomach, kidney, liver, and adrenal glands. Again, like I said, every chakra have a connection to a certain organ in your body, which is why it's very important to pay attention to what you eat, because different organs, once they get messed up, that chakra becomes unbalanced. Okay, it plays a large role in keeping your organs functioning smoothly and preparing the body to respond to stress by making changes in your metabolism. It also assists in your fight or flight, just like the root chakra. Symptoms of a blocked solar plexus is low self-esteem, lack of self-control, a weak will, poor digestion, victim mentality, and unable to take responsibility in your actions. To rebalance the solar plexus, things such as meditation and frequencies that revolve around the solar plexus wavelength. The hand placement gesture, like I said, there's hand placement gestures for every chakra. The hand placement gesture is going to be your right hand in front of your left hand, thumbs connected as so, hands in a praying position like this, and it's going to be right in the middle of your chest. Okay, and the mantra behind the solar plexus is RAM, RAM. RAM. Okay, deep inhale, long exhale, and repeating the mantra during the exhale. All right. Other things that could help balance the solar plexus is sunlight. Okay, for those that have never heard of this meditation called sun gazing, that is a great way to help balance the solar plexus. Okay, sun gazing is around the morning time when the sun is first rising, so like around 6 o'clock for some people, whatever, but whatever part of the world you're on, just the sunrise time, whatever time sunrise is for you, and when sun is setting. All right, those are the two best times to go out and sun gaze, and it's just basically you sitting in out in nature or whatever, and letting the sun rays beam upon you. All right, but it's a safe dosage of that sun ray. So please do not try to go out 12 noon when the sun is at its brightest and then try to sun gaze. Okay, so morning time, early in the morning time, when the sun is rising, and late in the evening time when the sun is beginning to set, those are the best times for sun gazing. All right. Long walks, like I said, just being out in nature pretty much balances every chakra. Okay. Sunbathing and the elements of fire, being around fire, like campfires or things of that nature, it strongly influences the solar plexus. Yellow or gold foods like honey, nuts, vanilla, cinnamon, bananas, yellow peppers, those are some fruits and vegetables that could help balance the solar plexus. Just as you are changing up your diet or your eating habits, changing your eating habits, you're not doing it, like I said, just so you can look good. You're doing it so you can feel good. You are balancing these chakras by adding these types of foods into your your eating routine. All right. This chakra is extremely important when it comes to your overall growth. Why? Earlier I said this chakra runs the willpower of the mind. What is willpower exactly? When you think of willpower, this is when the power of the mind is strongly at play. This part of the brain that's responsible for willpower is the prefrontal cortex, which is directly behind the forehead. Several chemicals are involved when it comes down to willpower. Okay, so just getting a little scientific with you. And it's good that you can kind of, explain scientific measures behind some of these spiritual things, because the deeper you go into spirituality, it's just going to be things that science cannot explain. So as much as you can while you're doing your research, find out scientifically, why do your body react to certain things that you are doing spiritually. Okay, and again, this is one of the things spiritually that is going to help you. And once you understand what's going on scientifically, consciously, you can catch it. All right, and divert it to other things. All right, so let's get into it. Several chemicals are involved when it comes down to willpower: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. The higher the levels of these chemicals released in the body boosts the willpower. There are many things that we do that causes a chemical imbalance that overall lowers your willpower. Television, social media, overuse of sex, sugary foods and drinks, and overly use and a few other things all overly uses our dopamine levels. Okay, why is this important? Think of willpower as a battery. This battery helps the mind and the body runs. Okay, these chemicals fuel that battery. This battery is depleted with every action you take. The more often you do these actions, they become habits, taking less willpower to do. Okay, so just giving an example. When you first started to learn how to tie your shoe, or when you first started to learn how to ride a bike, it was a process that you had to go through in order to learn how to do so, and it was very tiresome. You was going through a lot of pains, falling up and down, aggravation with trying to get the right knot, or you was putting the shoe in the wrong knot and you had to untie it a specific way. It works on your mind mentally. Okay, but over time, as you begin to do those things as a repetition, you made those things a habit. Tying your shoe, being able to ride your bike on a consistent basis, you made those things a habit. Therefore, it became easier for you to do, taking away less willpower. When you first started doing it, it would take a lot of willpower to do those things, and you become tired. But over time, as you do those things, just for an example, an adaptive battery. Some of our phones have adaptive batteries now, where it figure out your usage for your phone, and the battery adjusts to your usage of the phone. Okay, that kind of thing. That's basically what's going on inside of you when it comes down to willpower and different actions that you take, on a consistent basis. All right. Where was I? The more often you do these actions, they become habits, taking less willpower to do. The bigger the task, the more willpower is used. Learning a new skill or learning new information always uses up a big portion of willpower. So now for those that's in school, think about how many times you're in class, and let's say for example you're in a class that's longer than an hour or so. For those that's in college, sometimes you have an hour long, 2 hour long classes and stuff. You get to a point where you feel tired and so drained and you just feel like you need a nap. You are soaking in so much information at that time, and then when it's time to go to the next class, boom, you pep up, boom, and you good again. That ain't never like click to none of y'all. Like, even if you're in church, same thing happened to you in church. You in church for a long time, you just soaking up new information and new knowledge and things like that, and you just feel so tired around the end of when the pastor is giving the sermon and stuff. But then as soon as, okay, everybody stand up, we finna get ready to pray for the food and all of that, boom, you up, boom, pep, ready. That's that willpower, which you were literally being drained by soaking in so much energy. It was draining your willpower. All right. If you are serious about your growth in any aspect in life, reduce or change where you release your dopamine levels. Less television, less social media, controlling your sexual urges, proper diet. These things will assist in all aspects of growth. Once hypnotic rhythm or habits have taken place, for those of you that have checked out the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, you need to check that book out to understand what hypnotic rhythms is and how they work against you. You're in a hypnotic rhythm whether you understand it or not. So it's best to understand these things so you can catch the action and revert it to doing something else. Okay, hypnotic rhythm is how you create your habits. All right. Once hypnotic rhythm or habits have taken place of the new action, the willpower needed to use these actions decrease. Okay? There's two other things that account in willpower. One is repetition and the other one is discipline. Repetition is where hypnotic rhythm takes place. Anything you do in life is a rhythm, whether that's a good or bad rhythm. So good habits or bad habits, no matter which habit it is, it's a hypnotic rhythm. It's something that you do over and over and over again. Okay? That rhythm is what create what we call habits. Focus on what habits you have that doesn't benefit your growth and replace them with habits that will benefit your growth physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or financially. Because some of the habits are so strong, don't be surprised if you grow extremely tired when trying to change these habits. You'll begin to get agitated, aggravated, angry, sad, sometimes depressed doing the replacements of these habits. And there's a reason why that you feel that way. It's not only your willpower, but there's also something in your mind, such as it's like a programming that is a programming of your habits. I can't remember the name of it. There's a specific name for it. If I remember it, I'll mention it in the video. But there's a system that your brain has that basically hold your habits. When you are trying to replace that habit with something else, that system begin to work against you to stop you from replacing that habit. Okay, because if you replace that habit, that means you no longer need that system that's being used. So the system is trying to protect itself from being destroyed and replaced. Okay, so those negative habits that you have, when you're trying to replace them, you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna get agitated, aggravated, you're gonna get different thoughts in your mind. Man, why am I doing this ain't gonna work anyway, this, blah blah blah, just different little chatter that you hear in your head. Is gonna get to the point where it start leaving you and start affecting other people around you, that's going to try to help deter you from changing that habit. Okay, it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna start losing certain things. You might lose a friend, or a car, or something like that. Like, different things just start happening to you that's going to stop you from doing that habit. Okay, so like, let's say that habit is, I want to go to the gym every day at this time. Around that time, that, because you do not have that as a repetition in your head, and during that time your repetition is going home and sitting on the couch, that programming is going to do everything it can to stop you from going to the gym around that time, until you get into a hypnotic rhythm of just continuously going to the gym, breaking through that limiter that's trying to stop you from doing that habit. Okay, until it becomes a habit of its own and you have recreated the system. Okay, all right. This is where discipline gets involved. You must put yourself on a path of discipline of the mind. You must remember that you are in control of your mind and not the other way around. There have been so many times where we have put ourselves in situations where we let our mind, or we let our heart have too much control over our actions or non-actions. Okay? And you have to understand that this body, this mind, this heart is a machine that is used for your soul. You are a soul that is in a host, a human body, your host. Okay, this is the machine that's being used. You have to remember that you control it. It does not control you. Okay, that is where your discipline is going to come into play. Okay, you're gonna get those thoughts all the time. Man, I know I should be doing this, I know I should be doing that, but I'm not, because I'm lazy, because I'm tired, because I'm this, because I'm that. You have to understand, no, I'm not. You have to get that in your head. No, I'm not tired. No, that's just the system that's in my head that is trying to deter me from becoming the best version of myself. Okay? So now it's the battle of the mind. Battle of the mind, between the mind and the spirit. Okay? So that's just you working on growing your spirit. You being in control of yourself. You as a person being self-aware, just taking in new information, understanding your body, understanding your mind, understanding how your mind works, understanding how your mind ticks, understanding the power of your tongue. I can't. You keep saying I can't. Well, you won't. Okay? Change your way of talk. Okay? Your way of speech. The power of your mind and the power of your tongue. That's who you are. Whatever you think you are, whoever you say you are, that's who you are. Your subconscious does not know what a joke is. So whatever it hears, that's the information it takes in. That's why it's so important to pay attention to the television that you look at. Falling asleep while the TV is on is probably one of the worst things you can do for yourself subconsciously, unless you have it on a specific program that you already know is what's going to be done and said on that program. Okay, so like maybe falling asleep with different guided meditations or different frequencies, like the frequencies that I've spoke about, that balances different chakras and does different things for you. Find out what these different wave frequencies do and what they represent, the intentions behind these wavelength and frequencies. Do your research and figure out what they are used for. That way you can use them for your own personal growth. Okay, so that's what I have for the sacral chakra. Y'all catch me on the next episode. We're going to be talking about the heart. Deuce.